Okay, welcome everyone to the Wednesday, May 28th caucus and work session of the Albany Common Council. To start, Mr. Jimenez, please call the roll.
Adams, Anane, Ballerin, Clark, Conti,
Here.
Farrell, Flynn, Frederick, Hoey, Johnson. Here. Keegan.
Here.
Kimbrough.
Here.
Love. Here. Robinson, Zamer. 6 present, quorum is not established.
Thank you.
We're also joined by City Clerk Shaniqua Jackson, Legislative Director Brian Jimenez, and Junior Policy Analyst Alyssa Kamara, as well as our intern Maggie McGee.
Okay, thanks. So for approval of meeting minutes from the previous meeting, we are trying to get the May 19th meetings minutes out. If we get them out, I'll be offering those for approval. No local laws. Under ordinances introduced, we have an ordinance by Mr. Johnson's ordinance 66125. It's an ordinance authorizing the sale of the Ash Grove Place Common Alley to the Community Builders, Inc. That'll be a referral to the Council's Finance Committee. Next, under ordinances introduced by Ms. Frederick, it's ordinance 76125. It's an ordinance authorizing certain purchases by the City of Albany, New York, at a maximum estimated cost of $9,468,000, and authorizing the lease, financing, or issuance of $9,468,000 serial bonds of said city to pay the cost thereof for wide roadway improvements. That'll also be a referral to the Council's Finance Committee.
Can I ask a question? I know we don't have a
No,
quorum.
we're short.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Sorry.
Is the
We're also
memo-
joined by Councilmember
Maybe in
Zamer.
15 minutes you can ask a question.
I don't know.
So just hold that question. Okay, then next on ordinances held, we'll have Mr. Anani's ordinance 68-121-24. That we'll be bringing up. It's USDO in relation to the accessory dwelling units. So that's 68-121-24. We're good. So, go ahead. We're good now.
I guess on the 76125, I didn't know if there was a memo. Was there? This is a bonding ordinance for streets. Was there particular projects, or was this part of the capital budget?
Or do you have the memo and all that stuff in there?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
So on the bonding
For
ordinance.
Fredericks, the one for wide roadway improvements, 76125.
I'm not too sure. Brett, do you have any additional information on the bond ordinance? Or on,
No, I don't really have much information on that. I can follow up with the budget office and let the council know.
Okay. So one of the questions was this part of the capital budget, or?
I'm not sure.
This is a new bonding beyond what was in the capital budget?
Let me check my email and I'll let you know.
And remember, it's going to finance.
We'll look into this, Richard, and get back to the team on this one. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think the intent was to have that go to the finance committee anyway.
It is. It's referral to finance.
Yeah, right. I was just wondering, there is no supporting memorandum indicating anything.
Generally speaking, we don't do supporting memoranda for budget ordinances. Maybe that's a function of the fact that they usually get introduced all in one block, and there's a few dozen of them usually.
Then I did have a question on the other, or the ADU ordinance. The The planning committee meeting notice indicated that it was on the agenda with amendments, and I wasn't quite sure. Was the version of the ordinance that was attached to the meeting notice, does that reflect amendments from?
Are we
what was-
talking about Owusu's thing?
Yeah. Sorry, we got rid of that
Okay,
one.
all right.
Now I want the other one, yeah.
Okay.
Did the text of the ADU ordinance that went out with the meeting notice include, it said
Were
with
they
with
updated?
amendments, did that include the proposed amended version?
Yeah, but we had amended it at some point, I believe in October, potentially. I don't exactly recall, but it was the inclusion of, where is it here? Making an ADU available for rent by guests for less than 30 consecutive days when it's offered for tourist or transient use.
So that
language.
amendment was previously adopted by the council?
So it wasn't adopted, that's why it's still pending.
Okay.
But this was the language that we were discussing.
So if it comes out with that language, the council has to adopt the amendment at
We would
the
have to
meeting?
amend, yeah, we would have to officially amend it before actual passage if it were.
Okay. That also would require a public hearing? Because it's a USDO text
Yes.
amendment?
That is correct. We
So-
should probably pull it from the agenda.
Right, so it cannot be passed, okay,
Right.
okay.
Thank you, Richard. Okay. On to resolutions. Under resolutions introduced by Ms. Farrell, Resolution 546125. It's a resolution of council calling on the New York Power Authority to align with the goals of the Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act. I'm sure if Jenny was here, she'd want to speak to that. So I believe the idea was she wanted it to pass, so. She's coming, right? Okay. For any questions on that, just, we'll wait. Next, Mr. Conti's Resolution 556125R, it's a resolution of council recognizing and celebrating June as LGBTQ plus Pride Month in the city of Albany. We're typically all co-sponsors on that.
Yeah, if everyone wants to be a co-sponsor, I did get additional ones, and, maybe that can be adjusted to include everybody. And I ordinarily would want to make the presentation at the events
On Friday?
Yeah, in our Own Voices event on June 7th, which is the Saturday, and the Capitol Pride event on Sunday. So I would want, the presentation copies. If I get them at the meeting on Thursday, then I'll have them, be able to present them at those events. And anybody,
How
everyone's
many,
invited.
how many copies total were you looking for?
I would just need two, one for the BIPOC Pride on the 7th and one for Capitol Pride on the 8th.
And do you have a date when you're going to be picking that up?
If I can get it at the council meeting on Thursday?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, next, Ms. Zima, Resolution 566125R, it's a resolution of council in support of the Honoring Our Pledge to Eliminate Anti-Semitism HOPE Act, Senate Bill 7034, Assembly Bill 2139. Do you want to?
I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It just updates it's lending our support for a bill in the New York State Legislature that updates the civil rights law to include a modern version of definition of anti-Semitism, which is accepted in, 40 or 50 countries worldwide. It's a pretty standard definition. If anybody has any questions, I encourage you to reach out, or if you have any issues, please ask me, and we can discuss. Otherwise, I'll talk about it at the meeting.
Co-sponsor, please? I think everyone.
No, that'd be great. It'd be great if everybody wanted to co-sponsor, that'd be great.
Okay. So next, we're on to Ms. Fredericks, Resolution 576125R, resolution honoring the life and legacy of William O. Law and renaming Garland Court in his honor. It'll be a referral to the General Services Committee.
Is that resolution 586125?
57.
Oh.
Mhm. The Ms. Fredericks. So the next, Mr. Hoey's Resolution 586125R, it's a resolution of the council celebrating the city championship of the Eagle Point Elementary co-ed basketball team for their first time in school history. I believe we're all co-sponsors on that. I think what'd you say? You don't want your name on it? Yes. Right. Can you make us all co-sponsors? Okay, next, resolution by Mr. Ballerans, Resolution 596125R, resolution honoring the life and legacy of, is it Shuri Archie or Shirley Archie? Shuri Archie, Jr., and renaming a portion of Waterley Ave in his honor. That'll be a referral to the General Services Committee. Okay, then next by Mr. Anani, Resolution 6125R. It's a resolution of the council recognizing June 2025 as Caribbean American Heritage Month in the city of Albany. We're typically all co-sponsors on that. So, if you could add us all. What'd you say, Usu?
No, I'm saying for the resolution, cater some food for. Nah, I was just thinking about.
Yeah, so, okay, that's it for the agenda. Does anyone have anything?
I just want to acknowledge that for ordinance 76125, I did reach out to the budget director during our conversation and looking to request some more information. So as soon as I get it, I'll send it out.
Thank you.
As did I.
Mr. Conti?
I think we talked previously about the Historic Resources Commission recommendation on the Holland Avenue tutors and referral to committee.
Right,
Is
yep,
that-
yep, that's,
so that will
I'll
happen?
refer, yep,
Okay.
at the meeting.
Just
Yep.
to note, the council is required to either approve or disapprove, so it's not something that can just sit,
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
and there
Yep.
can be no.
Yeah, it got
Right, okay.
overlooked by me. So, yeah, we're referred to planning,
Great, thanks.
so, no one has anything else? We can adjourn. Everybody seems reluctant.
Second.
Yeah.
We're good. We haven't been voting up till now. Why start?